Therefore, brothers, since we have boldness for the way of entry into the holy place by the blood of Jesus, which he inaugurated for us as a new and living way through the curtain, that is, his flesh, and since we have a great priest over the house of God, let us approach with true hearts in the full assurance of faith, having had our hearts sprinkled from a wicked conscience and our bodies bathed with clean water. Let us hold fast the public declaration of our hope without wavering, for he is faithful that promised. Heb 10. 19-23. Moth Heb. Ash. SAS clothes moth. Gr. Says. A four-winged insect resembling a butterfly, but differing from the latter in that its feelers usually are feathery and not terminated by distinct knobs. When at rest the moth's wings are not held erect, as is often the case with butterflies. Instead, they are either folded back flat over the insect's body or held flat at its sides. Also, moths are generally nocturnal. The insect referred to in Scripture is evidently the webbing clothes moth Lineola bisalila, particularly in its destructive larval stage. Job 13. 28. PS 39. 11. Issa 50. 9. 51. 8. Ho 5. 12. Mount 6. 19, 20. O textoia acute muritra longo, Mountain 443 Issa would come. G 18. 18. 22. 18. X 19. 5, 6 For one to be childless was considered to be one of the greatest of misfortunes. G 30. 1. Under the law covenant a woman was religiously unclean after the birth of a male child for 40 days 7 plus 33, and after the birth of a female child for double this amount of time, or 80 days 14 plus 66. La 12. 2-5 For the 7 and the 14 days respectively she was unclean to all persons, including her husband, but for the 33 and 66 days respectively she was unclean only as to holy things and things connected with religious services at the sanctuary. Hebrew mothers breastfed their children till they were 3 years old and sometimes up until the age of 5 years or longer, in the belief that the longer the child was suckled the stronger it would grow. See weaning. Where the mother died or could not provide a sufficient supply of milk, the nurse was employed. Hence, babes and sucklings of the Bible could include those old enough to be weaned, old enough to have some knowledge to be able to praise Jehovah and to be trained at the sanctuary. Mount 21. 15, 16. Once a 1. 23, 24. 2. 11. There was a special closeness between the mother and the children, because the mother took immediate care of the children until the time after weaning when the father would begin to guide the child's education more personally. The mother's position in the household was one of recognized importance. She was to be respected even in her very old age. X 20. 12. 21. 15, 17. PR 23. 22. The 5. 16. 21. 18-21. 27. 16 Of course, her position was always secondary to that of her husband, whom she was to respect and obey. As a child, Jesus kept in subjection to his adoptive father Joseph and his mother Mary. Luke 2. 51, 52. Where the father had more than one wife, the sons would distinguish their real mother from their father's other wives by using the designation mother. Full brothers were distinguished from half-brothers by the expression sons of my mother. JG 8. 19. GE 43. 29. The mother was required to transmit the instructions and commands of the father to the children and see that these were carried out. PR 1. 8. 6. 20. 31. When the mother was the manager of her household under her husband's headship. Bearing and rearing children in the right way kept her busy and protected her to great extent from becoming a gossiper or a meddler in other people's affairs. As long as she continued in the faith, this proved to be a very great safeguard for her. 1-5. 9-14. 2. 15. A good mother had to prepare food and make cloth as well as articles of clothing for her children and other members of the household, and her husband as well as her sons could well commend and praise such a woman before others. PR 31. 15, 19, 21, 28. Figurative use. The word mother is applied at Judges 5. 7 in the sense of a woman who assists and cares for others. Paul referred to his gentleness toward those to whom he brought God's truth, his spiritual children, as that of a nursing mother. 1 Th 2. 7. See gentleness. Because of the close spiritual relationship, Christian women are likened to mothers and sisters of their fellow Christians and are to be treated with the same respect and chastity. Mr. 3. 35. 1 T 5. 1. 2 Christian wives who follow the good example of Abraham's wife Sarah termed her children. 1 P 3. 6.